be optional for Montclair Public School students, staff, and visitors starting Monday. Optional masking will extend to all indoor and outdoor school settings, as well as on school buses. But individual districts and daycare centers will still be able to require masks on their own if they choose to. Optional masking is subject to change if the case rate and risk level rise to the high or highest levels, according to guidance from the CDC and state health department. And it is mostly clear today with a high of 49 and a low of 34, with a humidity level of 76 and a good air quality at 43.
Thank you very much, Amina. We missed you last week, and hearing you again is very spectacular. Anthony, you did the newscast last week and the sportscast, but
double time.
This week we only need sports from you. Please tell us.
All right. In sporting news, in a drastic turn of events, Major League Baseball and Commissioner Rob Manfred have announced that the first two regular season series of the year have been canceled due to the owners' lockout. After the Players Association and the owners failed to strike a CBA deal past the 5 o'clock deadline yesterday, it was then decided that these games would be canceled. This is the first time that regular season Major League Baseball games have been canceled for a labor dispute since the 1996 strike 27 years ago. The New York Giants and recently hired general manager Joe Shane announced yesterday that 2018 Offensive Rookie of the Year Saquon Barkley could potentially be traded this offseason. Upon being asked about the one-time Pro Bowler's future in New York, Shane said that he was open to everything. The Giants are coming off a 4-13 record this season, which was last in the NFC East, and Barkley has missed a combined 18 games in the last 2 seasons, which has been a major cause for concern within the Giants front office. Former All-Star guard Isaiah Thomas just inked a 10-day contract with the Charlotte Hornets yesterday. Thomas, after being an All-Star 2 years in a row from 2016 to 2017, has bounced around the league ever since. He started this season with the Lakers and Mavericks. This is IT's 7th team since 2017, as he continues to find a permanent landing spot in the NBA. The Nets lost to the Raptors for the second time in a row last night in a 109-108 thriller. 6 Raptors finished with double-digit points in the win. The Celtics were able to knock off the Atlanta Hawks last night, 107-98, but it came at the cost of their one-time All-Star guard Jaylen Brown, who exited the game with an ankle sprain. And the Devils took a tough loss last night on the road against the Blue Jackets 4-3. Patrick Lane and Boone Jenner combined for 4 points for the Blue Jackets in the win.
Wow. I appreciate a good Raptors content and part of the news or of the sports. It's very appreciative. Shout out to Toronto. One day I will be there. As always, Anthony, stellar sports report. We appreciate it. But now we have to move on to what happened last night in Washington, D.C. as the State of the Union has taken place. And Biden detailed some of the sanctions on Russia in response to invading Ukraine. I could tell you, or you could hear from the man himself.
Together, along with our allies, we are right now enforcing powerful economic sanctions. We're cutting off Russia's largest banks in the international financial system, preventing Russia's central bank from defending the Russian ruble, making Putin's $630 billion war fund worthless. We're choking Russia's access. We're choking Russia's access to technology that will sap its economic strength and weaken its military for years to come. Tonight, I say to the Russian oligarchs and the corrupt leaders who built billions of dollars off this violent regime, no more.
No more, he says. And Biden went on to tell some information about how exactly the United States will help Ukraine. And you can hear from him yet again.
Our allies, we're providing support to the Ukrainians in their fight for freedom. Military assistance, economic assistance, humanitarian assistance. We're giving more than $1 billion of direct assistance to Ukraine, and will continue to aid the Ukrainian people as they defend their country and help ease their suffering.
Now, it is also important to note that most of the State of the Union, well, not most, but a lot of it was talking about Ukraine and Russia, which is expected considering the magnitude of what is going on overseas. But Biden did bring it back home to talk about things going on in the United States, and he made this statement about gun control.
Everything in my power to crack down on gun trafficking of ghost guns that you can buy online, assemble at home, no serial numbers, can't be traced. I asked Congress to pass proven measures to reduce gun violence. pass universal background checks. Why should anyone on the terrorist list be able to purchase a weapon? Why? Why? And folks, man, assault weapons with high-capacity magazines hold up 100 rounds. You think the deer are wearing Kevlar vests? Look, repeal the liability shield. It makes gun manufacturers the only industry in America that can't be sued. The only one.
And, he talked about a lot of other things as well coming after that. He also talked about his plan to come back from the COVID-19 pandemic, as he called for a bipartisan reset from the polarization of the last 2 years as the nation begins to return to, I guess, a new normal. Biden also said his plan to fight inflation would include investing in jobs at home, allowing Americans to get back to work, while also making more of the products needed domestically. Lastly, Biden also announced new efforts to combat identity theft and criminal fraud in pandemic relief programs, including the appointment of a Justice Department prosecutor tasked with identifying and prosecuting pandemic fraud. Lastly, I think I will let Joe Biden close out President Joe Biden, his own State of the Union, with what he said to close yesterday.
And my report is this: the State of the Union is strong because you, the American people, are strong. We are stronger today. We are stronger today than we were a year ago. And we'll be stronger a year from now than we are today. This is our moment to meet and overcome the challenges of our time. And we will, as one people, one America, the United States of America. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you. Go get him.
Okay, now that was pretty much a brief rundown about what happened. You heard from him and you heard from me. Guys, did you at least listen to it? Did you read up on what happened last night at the State of the Union?
No, go for it. Yeah, I watched it probably a good 40 minutes of it. I think I missed the first 20 minutes of the speech when the whole Russia and Ukraine part, but I thought it was a very good speech. He addressed many issues. He was able to talk about what the main problems were, what the solutions can be, and how we can execute those plans. I think we don't get a lot of that. And I do believe that Biden has a lot of work to do, because clearly I don't know if the State of the Union is strong right now because we've had so many bumps these last few years, but I do believe we are trying to turn a new leaf, and I think this was a good first step with this speech.
Sure. Aiden, you had something to say?
Yeah, no, I would agree. As with most politicians, he talked really well, and he made a lot of promises, and now I guess it's just time to see if he can keep any of them.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely, throughout the speech, he definitely had some words that he mispronounced and all that stuff, which is possible considering obviously he's an older man. But I think at one point he referred to Ukrainians as Iranians, which is definitely not ideal coming from anyone, especially the president. So that was not the best of looks, but I do think for the most part the State of the Union was well done. What was interesting to me, which I don't really remember too much about previous State of the Unions, but it was interesting to see how many times someone would get up to clap and then to sit down.
Oh my God.
I was like, wow.
I want to say the same thing. Every time Kamala and Nancy Pelosi were sitting behind him, and
it wasn't even just them though; it was the entire crowd that was there. That he would say something, and then one person would get up, and then everyone would get up, and I was like, this is sort of WWE feeling right now. So it's kind of like, I get what we're trying to do, but maybe let him do the speech entirely a little bit. But maybe that's just normally how State of the Unions run. Forgive me for my ignorance upon it. But yeah, I definitely thought it was interesting. A lot of times when you hear the State of the Union addresses or anything done by a political figure, you always wonder, well, that sounds great, but is it going to actually happen? And sometimes it's not entirely up to them. It takes Congress and everything else to really work together. And we all know that that seems to never happen often. But yeah, I'm interested to see how the rest of his presidency goes. I'm hopeful, I'll tell you that. And yeah, it's interesting times we're living in. Aiden, we're gonna switch gears a little bit. We're gonna talk about Ukraine.
You got it. Updates in Ukraine. Russian forces continue to escalate their attacks on urban areas in Ukraine. Russia bombed the central square in Ukraine's second biggest city and Kyiv's main TV tower in what the country's president called a blatant campaign of terror. President Zelensky responded to the unjust bombing, quote, "Nobody will forgive, nobody will forget." Day 6 of the biggest ground war in Europe since World War II found Russia increasingly isolated. Sanctions started to put Russia's economy into turmoil and left the country barely any allies. China, Belarus, and North Korea seem to be the only countries considered to be on relatively good terms with them. The death toll remains unclear. Some officials estimate that more than 5,000 Russian soldiers have been captured or killed. Ukraine gave no estimate of troop losses. The UN Human Rights Office says it has recorded 136 civilian deaths. The real toll is believed to be far higher. Britain's defense ministry says it has seen an increase in Russian air and artillery strikes on populated urban areas over the past 2 days. I don't know about you guys, but I've been just watching this situation unfold for a few months now. And something I never thought I would see is I've been seeing people defend Russia's actions.
Oh my gosh. I'm surprised by that too.
Repeatedly, not even on TikTok. I remember a friend of mine, their professor was actually talking about how Russia wasn't. Now, let me get this straight. Russia has its context for invading Ukraine. And if you look at any history of NATO since the Cold War, you can see that. But it doesn't change the fact that they are basically colonizing another country in 2022, trying to take it over and killing children, which makes them objectively wrong. There's no gray area here.
Yeah.
And it really upsets me when people are like, Russia has its reasons for attacking a smaller country. No,
exactly.
Missile striking kindergartens.
It doesn't make any sense. And it confuses me so much to the point where it reminds me a lot of sometimes the people that I grew up around in high school, where their response to any kind of war going on is, well, America's got nukes. We should just nuke them.
Oh,
be
my
like,
God.
sir, I don't know if you know this, but there's a reason no one has dropped a nuke since then. There's so many things wrong about that, but they actually believe it. They say, well, if we get rid of all the bad guys, so what if it's okay if we get rid of a couple of civilians? They're just casualties, they're just another number. But yeah, it's disturbing how many people actually think like that. And it's not even in a joking way. And that's not even a joke either way if you are joking about it. But still, people genuinely think this way about wars and anything like that, including violence. Is just, well, we can solve it with one problem. Just drop a bomb.
The desensitization of human life is just so gross.
It's insane.
Because it'll be I remember kids making the same argument. They'd be serious about it. I remember this one kid in my history class. We were talking about the war on terror. And he was like, why don't we just drop bombs in the Middle East? It'll get rid of all of them. And I was like, what is wrong with you?
Exactly.
And it's the same thing here. People are like, why don't we just bomb Russia and take out most of their forces? And it's well, Ukraine's there. So are a lot of civilians who are protesting against the war.
Yep.
This isn't a Russian thing. This is a Putin thing.
Yeah, it really is. And I think I've even seen videos of, I don't know if they're 100% true or not, because that's another problem going on. Social media is the amount of misinformation with videos that say, oh, this is what's going on in Ukraine. And actually it's from 2 years ago, or it's from a flight simulator game. I know there's this rumor of this powerful Ukrainian pilot that was shooting down.
He's the ghost.
Yeah, the ghost of Kyiv or something like that. And then it came out 2 days later or whatever, and everyone's like, wow, they're really doing it. And then it's actually, that's from a flight simulator game from 5 years ago. None of that is real. And yeah, and that's also another place where you hear people like this talk is online on social media, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, defending Russia, which I still don't know how that's possible to even do.
And what's crazy is this is the first major war that has been social mediaized.
Exactly.
That we could see happening in real time. You could see the videos.
I think yes and no. I think the what the U.S. did in the Middle East was definitely highlighted.
I'm talking like European powers.
Oh, okay.
Like a sort of like a big.
I thought you just meant war in general.
Oh no, I'm talking like a big world war, not world war, but like a big like European big power against big power war.
Mm-hmm.
That's been so like we could see the images and I've seen a few videos, just sad.
Yeah, not even.
Yeah.
I understand what you're talking about.
I saw a video. It was like a father and a son, and they were driving, and they were stopped by Russian soldiers, and the father was like shot, and it was very sad.
That's the thing. It's like the war in the Middle East. It was in the modern age, but it wasn't our modern age. Right now in Ukraine, like I've been seeing TikTok. My like news source is TikTok because people from Ukraine will post like point of view videos.
Ooh,
so I'm seeing this war unfold right there.
And here's the thing again, Aiden, is that there's actually people live streaming in what is apparently Ukraine, and it's not. Like they have edited an air siren in the background, and they're just like, oh, just share this post, and then everything will be fine. And then people are like, it's not even nighttime in Ukraine, dude.
Yeah,
like what are you doing right now? And that is so disgusting that people are trying to capitalize on a war going on, an unjust war, to capitalize and blow up their TikTok, their social media stuff.
Or it could be worse. You could advertise Applebee's in the middle of an air raid siren.
That is also very true. That was not a good look at all. Finally, I want to make this point as well. Is another thing that I've been seeing online is people, for some reason, people right now, when they hear about Ukraine, they like to compare to what's going on in other things a lot. What I've seen is, well, what's going on in Ukraine is bad, but what's happening here is even worse kind of deal. And then I've heard that argument but what happens with racism in this country is a lot worse than what's going on in Ukraine, which is a wild statement to say, because this is not a comparable thing. In my opinion, you shouldn't try to compare to see who has it worse kind of deal. That doesn't make much sense to me. It's the same thing where a lot of posts I've seen saying, where was this kind of attention for Palestine like 2 years ago? Which, I guess that's fair to a certain point, but still, it's kind of uncomfortable when we're comparing very bad situations to each other. I don't know how helpful that is to any side, and it doesn't really, what does that do? Comparing, I don't know, it's the struggle Olympics. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, one of the reasons I could sort of see is that Russia is one of the bigger powers in the world, and this is probably bigger news because they have a much stronger and more influential role in the world, so that's probably why it's been getting more attention. But I do agree, I think Palestine and the Israel conflict should have gotten more media attention.
No, I get it. It's just I feel like there's a time and place to make a statement like that. Like,
I know what you're saying.
Why would you use this platform as a way to capitalize on what's happening somewhere? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that confused me though, because Palestine and Israel was focused on a lot.
I know, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, that wasn't a small story.
No, that wasn't
that was massive.
People posting on Twitter, literally everyone was posting, free Palestine. And then Ukraine's getting missile striked and taken over, and people are like, no, not the time for that. Going back.
It's all bizarre. It's very bizarre. But as always, we hope and pray for the best in Ukraine, and hopefully Russia will stop their violent attacks on the country, and hopefully this somehow gets solved in the near future. Once again, hope is the key phrase here, because that's all you can really have. And yeah, we're going to take a quick break. Guys, we are back, guys. Once again on the Morning Buzz Wednesday. It's me, Isaiah, Lana, Amina, Anthony, and even Aiden. And we got a lot of good things to talk about now, guys. I hope you're ready to enjoy the rest of the show as we head into almost 8:30-ish, if you want to call it that. But we're gonna play a little rounds of Ask the Buzz. Now, the first question of the day is, if you were in a high-speed police chase, what song would be playing in your car? The floor is yours, guys.
Neat, Neat, Neat by I can't say their band name on radio.
What is it called?
No,
not the name, but the song.
Neat, Neat, Neat.
I thought you said meat.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No,
I was
Neat,
like,
Neat,
what is this song about? Aiden?
It's so good. It was in Baby Driver, and they played it during a chase scene.
I like the
Right.
one Baby Driver song. I forgot what it was called, but it was like, well, it was like the something orchestra, and they played the song. It was like a mashup a little bit. It was the first chase scene.
Oh, the first chase scene. Okay,
Yeah.
mine's the one after. You remember the bank robbery scene where he's like going away? From,
Which
like,
bank robbery scene?
The one in the middle where they like the veteran pulls something out of the glove box. And
Yeah.
That's the song.
All right,
And he has to replay it.
Gotcha.
So good. It's so good.
For me, it'd probably be Freebird by Leonard Skinner.
All right.
Just the guitar solo part.
That works.
Oh, interesting. Amina.
I would play Paper Planes.
Oh, that's good. That's very
Yeah.
movie like cinematic.
Well, yeah, I'm on a high speed chase. I'm living the dream.
That is fair. Lana.
Oh,
Tough question, huh?
yeah. I don't really know.
You know what? I'm gonna give you a couple more seconds to think about it, and I'll say mine. I have two potential options, and I'm gonna go the troll route because if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out being remembered. So either I'm gonna be the guy that was blaring out the Nyan Cat song for an entire police chase, or I play the soundtrack to Mario Kart. And then my thing is I'm throwing bananas out my car.
Rainbow Road.
You know?
soundtrack.
Yeah.
You just got Rainbow Road.
That's my legacy.
Coconut Mall.
You gotta throw the little
Coconut
mall.
You've been Coconut Mall.
You gotta throw the little squids out your window. Toss it behind
Throw
you.
banana peels.
You're gonna get little turtles from like PetSmart.
I gotta grow out the mustache too. Get some overalls.
Can you please grow out the war stash? Shave
No.
everything else, just a big,
No.
massive mustache.
Nope. I've done okay. I don't know if you go through this, Aiden. Anthony, do you have facial hair or no?
I do.
Okay, cool. I will ask you then.
Uh,
So whenever you guys have to, because I used to have to shave off my beard like completely for my other job. So when I used to shave, I used to always see how I look with certain like facial hair things. So one of my favorite things to do for a while was to shave off pretty much everything except for the mustache. Oh my God, it looks disgusting. And then I would take a picture of it, send it to my girlfriend and be like, new look for you. But it's so gross. So no, I will never just grow out a mustache.
no.
But before I let you guys talk about that very briefly, if you are in the high school scenario and you can only grow probably a neck beard and a mustache, my brother gave me this advice and I did not listen. So I hope I can help somebody else in need. Shave that. It looks disgusting and you shouldn't be embarrassed of yourself. Thank you.
I agree.
Now, you guys, you do the same thing?
No, Caitlin, love you to death. I remember over when I had quarantine over winter break. I actually was messing around with my beard and I shaved mutton chops in.
No.
And I sent a picture to my girlfriend. I was like, hey, do you like the new look?
No.
He was not happy. He was not happy at all.
I think that's fair.
And then I had a mustache for a little bit.
There are just like stretch of time of like a week or two where I just like I'm lazy and I don't want to shave. So I'll just let like the sideburns here grow out and I'll make it look like, and it's just all like different shades. Like this part's shaved like not as shaved as this part. And I'm just like, all right, I gotta shave eventually. And then I finally get to it. I'm like, why was I not shaving? Like it took so little time and it was so easy. I should have just shaved like a
Exactly.
week ago.
And it gets more difficult the longer you procrastinate.
Yeah, because then you actually have to get the electric razor out.
No, but I was rocking with the mustache stubble look for a little bit because I had mutton chops and the mustache. And then
Why
I had
the
to shave the mutton
ew.
chop. It was so funny.
Mutton chops are
I've had this
disgusting.
goatee. I've had this goatee since junior year of high school. I'm a sophomore in college now.
Mm,
I've had it for 4 years.
okay, I respect it. Do you plan on switching it up? Experimenting a little bit? Or are you just gonna keep that's your signature style?
Problem is, if I shave it, I already know I'm gonna look like a 14.
Oh my god! Please show the camera,
Show the
Aiden.
camera.
That is honestly disgusting.
Oh,
and I feel-
audio listeners, love you to death. Look at my mutton chops.
Caitlin, I don't know how you did it. I gotta be honest.
That is very good. I'm not gonna lie.
See the mutton chops.
That's an assault
That
on
is
someone's
so
life.
good. It's
But,
so good.
Oh my god.
But like to your point earlier, Isaiah, if I shave, I'm gonna look like a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah, no,
So I'm always afraid to shave.
No, I feel you. It's the same thing for me.
So that's why I'm always afraid to shave.
Before we move on to the next question, Amina and Lana, this is a very controversial debate when it comes from the woman's perspective. Are you guys pro beard or anti beard?
If you can actually grow it, then yeah. Because no, what I don't get is why some guys will have like it doesn't connect or anything, or like it's just like it's not there. Let it go. Give up your dream.
I know, but sometimes it's I think it's similar to with bald people that hold on to like the little bits of hair left.
Yeah, and
It's
that's
just like you want
let
it to be.
go. But it's not.
It's not though.
It's
Yeah.
not.
And I wish once again to all you people with neck beards or mutton chops or just mustaches, shave it off because it looks disgusting. Lana, I'm gonna ask you the same question.
I say you do you. I mean, my boyfriend, shout out to Tony. I love you.
Tony.
He has some facial hair, and like that's fine. It will really just do whatever you want, really.
Okay. That wasn't as controversial as I thought it would be.
No. Oh, and I thought about it. My song for the police chase, sticking with that Batman theme, the Batman theme song from 1966. for the
Oh,
TV
That
show.
is
goodness.
oddly specific.
That's really good.
Okay, Lana, do you want to sing it for us?
Not really. no.
Not a chance.
There's
Got
only
it.
one. There's only one lyric, so you can't mess up.
There really is only one lyric. Now, guys, I have found another question that is song related again because it's the first one that I saw. But what song can instantly change your mood from good to bad, or from bad to good, from sad to whatever? What just instantly, changes your life? Aiden? Oh no.
If I'm really sad, I will put on Party Rock is in the house tonight, and that has never failed to lift my spirits.
Yay! Party
Yeah.
rock! Sing it, Aiden. You sing it.
Party Rock is in the
No,
house.
no. Wow, Facebook's gonna give us a copyright.
Oh,
Hey, Facebook. We love you.
Facebook, please don't. They won't pay me.
They really won't. Anthony, is it Party Rock Anthem too?
No, if I'm looking for a song to change my mood from like upset to happy, do you ever listen to Chelsea Dagger by the Fratellis?
I don't know who or what that is.
If you heard the song, you would know what it is. I don't know if I'm allowed to do like the it's all right. I'm gonna.
You can just sing it.
It's the one that goes da 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 da.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, that song always gets me like really hyped.
Interesting. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Amina.
Mine probably be Flashing Lights.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm
It's
surprised
just
by that.
something about it. It like just reminds me of like my childhood. Like that's probably the song.
Honestly, Flashing Lights is a hit though. We cannot
Like you
deny.
can't just be sad listening to that.
That's true. Lana,
Misery Business by Paramore.
really Paramore.
Yeah.
I rock with Paramore too. I think I know like 2 Paramore songs.
Ain't
but-
it fun?
There it is.
That's a good song.
I feel like that's also another song
Yeah.
that would be like the same thing. It's like you can't just be depressed.
Yeah.
Like have some fun, man. I'm trying to think of something for me. I don't know. The first song that I just think of, I guess, is Banana Clip by Miguel. It's a
that's
good
a
song.
good one.
Yeah, it's like you can't be sad listening to that song.
Mm.
But yeah, that was that question, guys. Guys, that's definitely a thing. But I needed to talk about this next story because I was watching this clip last night and it was probably the most infuriating 3 minutes of my life that I've ever seen. Are we all aware of the show Wheel of Fortune?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, right. So for those who don't know, you spin a wheel, you solve a puzzle, you guess the letters. So in this episode last night, social media was running wild about it because there was one moment in particular, and I'm going to bring it up for you Facebook Live users. Audio listeners, that's life. Oh, maybe I won't because I'm not signed in. Regardless, there was a phrase, and I'm going to try to describe it to you. So it is a phrase called another feather blank, the letter N. It's a 2-letter word. And then you could probably guess that the last 2 letters are your and cap, So the guess is another feather in your cap, right? That's a phrase, correct, guys?
Mhm.
That's pretty relatively straightforward. A lot of people know it. So we go to last night as 3 contestants were on the show. And the 3 of them spent 2 minutes trying to attempt this puzzle. One person said another guess in your hat, or another feather in your hat, another feather in your lap, and another feather in your map. Another person attempted to solve the puzzle by guessing letters. He guessed the letter G. He guessed the letter D. And turns out none of those were actually part of the puzzle. To make things even worse, another contestant went bankrupt, lost a turn, and so on and so forth, to the point where I was genuinely getting annoyed watching this clip. Because here's the thing. I have Wheel of Fortune on my Nintendo Switch. It is a stellar game, probably one of the Switch's best games alive out there. And I feel I would have been ready for this moment because it's right in front of you. You have all this money on the line and you can't guess another feather in your cap. I was appalled. I was disgusted. I was disappointed. I was angry. I felt bamboozled, led astray, hoodwinked. What else did Stephen A say? I can't remember, but the point is that was terrible, guys. Are you guys interested in Wheel of Fortune games like that?
I'm more of a Jeopardy guy myself, but I will occasionally watch Wheel of Fortune, and I'll probably turn the channel after that. That seems like something that I would lose my patience over because you guys are on a game show and you got picked among all these other candidates to be on there, and you're messing up that bad. I can't watch that.
No, see, I love Wheel of Fortune, but I always say, because at home I be yelling at the screen.
I was yelling at my phone,
trying to guess the things. But I feel like when you actually go on the show, you're probably like, your brain probably blanks more than you would at home.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Like, you choke. You're on live TV.
Nah, we don't accept choking here, guys. We are primetime players. When the lights come on, you bring your best. It's the 8 p.m. time slot. You better be guessing these words. No excuses for these people. They're probably very sad at themselves right now as well.
Maybe they don't know how to spell.
How did they get on Wheel of Fortune then? How did we get here?
Bought their way in? I don't know.
The United States education system, ladies and gentlemen.
We should go on there for the college edition.
Honestly, Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune, like Morning Buzz.
If you're hearing this,
come on, I'm available. I'll do it on Zoom.
My toxic trait is thinking I'd crush these games. My toxic trait is thinking I'd crush these games. Like they put me up there.
Absolutely.
Like little 7-year-old me would be watching like Wipeout. I'd be like, oh, chumps.
Easy.
You're sitting there like, that's so easy.
You know what's crazy? Someone died at Wipeout.
Did they really?
Yeah, the new Wipeout season.
Really?
Yeah, like I don't think he finished the course completely, and then he had a heart attack.
Oh, so he didn't get killed on the course.
No, but it's pretty much like as soon as he fell or whatever into the water and got out of the water, he just like couldn't move anymore.
How old was he?
I don't think he was old. Like he was probably in his 40s or something like that.
Oh, that's so tragic.
But yeah, they had to stop filming for a while because someone died.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's insane.
Jesus.
I didn't even know it was possible on Wipeout.
No, me neither. It's like it's all like cushiony and water.
Yeah. But the game Wipeout 2, that was fun.
I was so good at that game.
Mm-hmm. With the Nintendo Wii.
Did you guys have like the first Wii?
Yeah.
Did you guys play that Vacation Island game?
I like Wii Sports Resort.
Wii Sports Resort.
Oh yeah.
Remember the sword game?
Oh, I get so mad playing that.
I loved it. Oh my god.
Back when I was a kid, I used to have like severe like competitive issues. Like when I lost, I would like throw fits. So I would be playing Matt, and I'd be getting Matt
the scary
the
one.
crazy one, and I'd be getting like destroyed. I'd be like.
Trying to like sobbing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That is an interesting genre of people, though, where it was the same friend where I had the disgusting bacon at. He had massive anger issues in video games, like insane. I remember this one time. I think there was a bunch of us downstairs, and we're playing. I don't know, probably Call of Duty or something. All of a sudden, he grabs his phone and throws it at the wall. But he had like one of those giant cases around his iPhone. So it put a hole in his wall.
Jeez.
Like that's how hard he threw it. And everyone was like,
Hey,
we're gonna go now.
You're not a real gamer if you don't rage a little bit.
Nah, bro. No. I think I went through a very brief phase where like if a game angered me, I'd like actually be angry and it would like ruin my day almost.
Rainbow Six Siege.
Rainbow Six
Very
Siege.
No game makes you more mad than Rainbow
And
Six
then
Siege.
one day it clicked in me. I was like, you know what? Games are supposed to be fun. So whenever I'm angry at something, I'm just gonna turn it off. I don't care anymore. This game means nothing to me. And yeah, ever since then I haven't really been playing video games often.
I would never get angry to the point of breaking something, but
Insane.
like insane, like smashing a controller. I could never do that.
No.
But I would get so angry to a point where my brain just shut off. I'd set the controller down and walk out.
Fair. I'd be like, no, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, you mentioned like Wii Sports Resort with the sword game. Bro, I always wanted to try VR games because I feel like that is to the next level of
like the
Wii
next
Sports.
step, yeah.
I'd be interested because I just want to try it for the experience, but two, I wonder if my body is going to be like one of those people where once you play it, you get disoriented and you get like motion sickness from it. So I'm very interested to see how I would respond to it.
I've seen a lot of really funny TikTok videos where it will be people like playing the new VR boxing, and they'll be like dying by the end of it. They're like, I just beat up a 9-year-old in Wii boxing.
One of my favorite videos is this old man. He's like playing some simulator of some sort, and he's like on a building, and he's like walking off the building. And for some reason, there's like a platform in his home too, I guess for the experience. So then he like jumps off the building into the game, but it's like he thinks it's real life, I guess, and like jumps into the TV. It's like pure wipeout. Yeah, the dangers of VR are very crazy. Have you guys tried VR?
I have. Yeah.
How's that been for you guys?
I played VR chat in my buddy's basement one time, and it was the most uncomfortable, terrifying experience I've ever played. It was awful.
I did the what's the lightsabers music game?
Oh, Beat Saber, yeah.
Beat Saber. I played that in one of my friends' houses, and it's kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie.
I did that too. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Beat Saber is a fun game. It scared me though. I got frustrated.
You got scared for Beat Saber?
Yeah, because I was playing. I was like, these are going really fast. You gotta go. It's like I can't move this quickly.